All right, so I'm here with Sandy, who was in the medicine spiral journey. How does it feel to have completed the journey?
It's awesome, especially because I fell behind and I got all stressed about it. You helped me come get back, so thank you. It feels good. And I feel like I could always refer back to it too.
Yes. What is your overarching takeaway point?
Forgiveness. I was so hard on myself for so long, for many years. I am my worst enemy. And I've been trying to step out of this spiral where I'm, being a poo to myself, and then look from outside and just find peace and forgiveness, like slow that down.
So you were able to find some space, and in that space, you were able to forgive yourself a little bit.
Yes. And in forgiving myself, I let go of some shame.
How does that feel?
Feels like I've lost 100 pounds.
Well, congratulations. Where were you when you began the journey?
I had some serious questions about the ability to leave this lucrative art position because I thought I was being treated horribly. And, I was for years. Like, why did I stick around for years if that's how I felt I was being treated? Also, the doubt I had in being able to go out on my own. And I just didn't feel like the best adult, not being able to get things done, not keeping a home in my mind. It's just like me and maybe 100 other people couldn't do these things.
Yeah, so you were in a lucrative art position and you weren't being treated well, and there was doubt about being able to step out on your own and to make that decision, and that's where you began the journey at.
Yeah. I first left a situation like that, and then it was so overwhelming. It still is. I'm working on it still. Yeah, but I need to create. That's something else I've come away with.
Are you treating yourself better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's like an important aspect or an important thing to, just consider is, sometimes we're in the external life situations where they're not treating us well. And then we step away and we realize that we're not treating ourselves well. And then it's like, one attracts the other. So then when we take ourselves out of the other, we can no longer blame the other. We have to actually take accountability and responsibility to clean up our own space. So then that became your work in the medicine spiral journey, right?
Yeah.
Where are you now?
I've been working the Sandy Hernandez Declutter 2023 extravaganza project. Gotten rid of some things. I've donated things. I'm still getting distracted, but I have been breaking things down.
What did you learn?
I'm not the only one who had a bad experience, who feels traumatized by something from decades ago. I know a lot of people come out the other end with things like that, like better and stronger. And I thought something I was missing in me because I didn't. I felt like I let it win. But I know I'm not the only person who has let it get the best of them. But I'm working on that. You've heard people say like, I was told I couldn't. Every time you say no, I say yes. And they rise from something like that. When someone says you can't, they say, I can. I thought there was a little something wrong with me for not also being like them. Another thing is part of not ignoring something and like realizing it, admitting it, and living with it means I had to learn to stop distracting myself. When I did, I saw things I was avoiding or just ignoring, pretending like it didn't really happen. In this, I had to sit quietly.
In the distraction, there's a callback point. There's, oh, right, I need to go back to this point, and I need to remember, I need to look back to this point. And there's always pulling that thread through.
Yeah.
Those are some profound things that you learned.
Those are some profound things you helped me with. Would I have done as much soul searching on my own? It was nice. It was just nice to have a guide.
Yeah, that's why I think that I was called to put the medicine spiral journey out there, is I felt like it was a good support for life support, in essence, to just accompany everyday life. But it is a period of time to drop in and do some work and then calibrate everyday life and see, what am I missing here? Or what am I overlooking? Or what do I need to be really paying attention to?
Right. I feel like that this isn't the only me there is. Like there's this alternate me and they can come together. Does that sound odd?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was one of the modules, was all
Like
about
flower of life, you know?
bringing together all the different components and bringing it into complete whole.
Yeah.
It sounds like you started to become aware of the different versions of yourself and to see some pathways about how to start to bring some of those together into completion. So what are some challenges that you experienced during the journey?
Being okay with where I was at, not overthinking all the journal activities and letting that be what stopped me. And I think I'm thinking like old education expectations were like, you have to get your homework done or you have to do this. And I thought, no, let me just start that over. There was continuing awareness to continue to slow down, because sometimes I would forget and then I had to come back to it. And then I would think, this is so great. Why did I forget? Or why did I, life would happen. A few days later, I'm walking my dog and it's just on my mind. Like, oh wait, okay, all right. I got to remember this. I'm going to go home. I'm going to write that down. Here's another part to it.
I think you expressed that really well. Remembering to come back to it. Life would happen and it takes us out and then we disconnect from stuff. And then there's that point of remembering, oh yeah, there was that. I had that awareness. Or I was doing that, or oh, right, that. It is returning to it. In regards to challenges, I know too that the online format was a little challenging for you. And I really loved how you creatively printed it.
I'm really distracted even as I read. So I also enlarged the font. Yeah, there's things that are different colors, Captain's log was always green. I had to have a mantra printed.
You know your own style of learning and what works for you. So then you adapted it according to what works for you and were able to get through it despite all of those challenges. Some people that did this journey did a component that had life coaching. So every week I was talking to them, and you didn't do that component. You had to carry the weight yourself. How was that for you, working through it without the life coaching component? How did that feel for you just to have to do it all yourself?
I was talking to people about it, constantly telling people, oh, this is what I'm doing. Oh, nope, sorry, I can't do that. I have to get through this.
I like that you created a support network of people around you, like your friends, your family, by talking about what you were doing, setting some boundaries. Since even though you weren't having life coaching, you utilized an actual support network that you have with friends and family.
But I also invited people to do something with me. I invited some neighbors. If you want, I'm going to go to the roof. I'm going to burn some paper. I'm going to, that list of things I felt no longer served me.
So it is completely realistic to do it without life coaching. Yet Sandy created a support network for herself and found her way through, and you ultimately did it. What is your medicine message?
I have been saying to myself and imagining an arm saying, it's okay, you're okay. Did your best. Constantly think of two Sandys, one Sandy telling the other one, you're all right, kid. You got this.
So if you were going to share that medicine message to somebody else that was watching this, how would you communicate that to somebody?
You're okay. You did good. I'm serious. This is like, I pictured myself as a child. And as a child is when I had, a lot of pain. So that's who I told was good and was okay and was going to be all right. And who's doing good, like currently. Yeah. Little Sandy. I love these visual meditations. And that's where this came from. I saw my wounded self, and then you can't wait for someone else to, I guess, heal you. So I found myself just healing myself and be good to yourself.
Yeah, you're doing some powerful inner child work.
Yeah. You can do it. You're going to thank yourself. Once I did that, I woke up differently in the mornings.
What else would you like to share for anybody watching this that you would like them to know?
That you're so nice.
Thank you.
Really. You're so nice and you're helpful. If they're stuck on something, they just share what they're stuck on, and then Sequoia's gonna help you out, give you some good messages or just affirm some thoughts, and then you walk away going, yay, and you're just a little taller because you feel better and you're down to earth.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Who are you and what do you do?
I am Sandy. I am an artist.
What have you mastered?
Loving people, making people feel comfortable.
Loving people and
Mastered.
helping them feel
Yeah.
comfortable. What would you say to anybody watching this about asking for help?
I would say, think about what you would say to someone who needed help, especially to a friend, but also to a stranger sometimes, someone you don't know, to ask for help, because I know I do what I can to help someone. So I have to remember that.
So allow yourself to receive the same help you would offer someone else. Anything else that you would like to communicate?
Give it a try, because I came with what I knew for years I needed to work on. And then other things came up that were equally important. Who knows how long the other things would have affected me in a subconscious way. Yeah, that you might wake up better, feeling better about yourself. Sucks. It sucks to wake up for years and your first thought being, why did I wake up?
And now what's your first thought when you wake up?
It's all kinds of things. What was that dream? And coffee, or a whole bunch of things.
There's a little bit of purpose there.
Yeah.
And I know how hard it was for you to show up on camera.
Yep.
And put your face on camera as well. So this in itself is another component for you, because there is like the facing ourselves in the mirror where it's just us.
Yeah.
But then there's like being with our face in the camera and being willing to share that with other people.
And then hearing how you talk too. Do you ever go like, is that what I sound like? Never look at yourself while you're going through the self-checkout at Target. Oh. that is what makes you never want to be on camera again. Like they put in these filters that make you look, I don't know, 25 years older, dead.
All right. Well, thank you, Sandy, for sharing your experience with the medicine spiral journey. And thanks for being willing to show up on the video and talk. And thank you for everybody who is watching and celebrating and honoring Sandy for her completion process. So
celebrating me.
Yeah, excellent. All right. Thank you. And
thank you, Brett.
Yes, thank you.